Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Playing Guys. This is Spencer Hamilton here for another quick intro. As you know, this is session 3 in season 7 of our dive into Fantasy Flights game called The Legend of the Five Rings, set in the land of Rokugan. In this episode, the gang has to meet up with a Bushi skeleton possessed by the influence of Fu Lang. It turns into a real slasher flick, so watch out. If you have a game that you have created, or you have a game that you want to test, or you have a game that you love and you want to hear it played by us, please send it our way. We love getting suggestions and games from our developers and from our listeners. Our whole Season 6 was just games that were sent to us from indie game developers, and honestly, they were pretty awesome. Check out, if you haven't already, the games Suited, Power Outage, A Cool and Lonely Courage, and Flying Circus. Those are all available for purchase on Drive-Thru RPG. Again, the website is Drive-Thru RPG, as well as their own individual websites. Pretty sure they all have them. Take a look for yourself. Thank you so much to our patrons over the land of Patreon, Brad, Jules, Steven, and Sir Guy. You are the breading to our fried chicken. Without you, we'd be a bunch of oily birds for no reason. Additionally, thank you so much to those who are still listening to the guidance of the CDC and the WHO. Recently, cases around the world have been on the rise as lockdown measures are continued to be eased. Please listen to the experts by social distancing, wearing a mask, and washing your hands. While these measures don't guarantee that you will not get sick, they reduce your chances of getting sick. And if you play RPGs, you should know that you should take every advantage on the roll that you can. So, wash your hands, wear a mask, and social distance. Also, we want to remind you of our support of the foundations that are seeking justice and equality for everyone. You can find these foundations, such as the Black Lives Matter movement or the Campaign Zero, online and find ways to support them. These are easy ways to be involved in your community and support such an important cause. Anyway, that's all I have. Let's get to the episode.
Are you a select? Yes.
Anyway, welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Playing Guides. It's been a little bit because Tyler decided to dip for a week for some reason.
Tyler became a chicken and thought running in real life would save his character.
Bye, nerds.
Speaking of which, there was actually some sort of like some vacation logistics or whatever and stuff. But anyway,
basically.
But we're glad to be back. You're awesome, Tyler.
You guys are awesome.
But yeah, I am. So this is I believe this is episode 2. This is episode 2 of season 7. Session 2, right? What?
It's only session. No, it's session 3.
This is 3, Nick.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, because there was the. Okay, I guess
we had the
you're right.
duels, and then we had the mission, and now we're. Yeah, now
we met
Skeletor, basically.
Anyway, I'm Nick. I'm the GM for this. I'm the GM for this season. With me is Spencer, playing the character of Victor.
Sporting the goatee in real life and in Victor.
Then we have Tyler, who's playing the character of Kakashi.
That's me.
And we have Rebecca, playing the character of Haruka.
Hey, y'all.
Cool. So Tyler was kind of going into the recap, but please give more details.
All right. So basically, last time we played, we began our mission into the Shadowlands. We were assigned to investigate a goblin camp that was being established very close to the wall. So we went to the wall. They dropped us down a ladder, sailed us across a boat across the river. And then we began our mission to eradicate or drive off the goblins, which was really bad. It went so bad.
It didn't go that bad.
We thought we were being like super stealthy, and then they all ambushed us from behind, and we got in a fight, and I think we handled ourselves pretty well. And they ran off, and then at the very end of the combat, once we had secured the campsite, basically, Skeletor popped out and was like,
Well, so more accurately, a Bushi skeleton. Essentially a figure with armor similar to what Victor would wear, the sort of the classic samurai soldier armor, but a skeleton with glowing red eyes.
I give plot points. Ooh.
Also, before we get into that, as you were all looking over the Shadowlands, you noticed a few odd little details, and especially Kakashi was especially drawn to
a village or something.
There seemed to be evidence of
smoke
rising. Also, each of you had a chat with your mentor or your lord, essentially. Haruka with her father, much is expected of you. Victor with his mentor, saying, making sure that he can handle himself against goblins because there was a time when he couldn't. And Kakashi being warned about not being drawn by the wiles of the Shadowlands. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, the Bushi skeleton, after you guys defeated the goblins, the Bushi skeleton said something to the effect of, "It has been so long since I've seen mortals here. Those of the untainted."
You're like right by the wall.
You're not right by the wall. You walked in for a... That was a really good comeback, though. I applaud you.
He's so close that he has one of the, those binocular things that you put the quarter in? He has those to be able to stare at the wall. That's how close he is.
It's like you can see the wall from here. It's not that far.
I'm just messing with you, Skeletor. It's okay. Spencer, stop. You're making me laugh.
I got the giggles.
Okay, here we go.
It's been too long since we played, and now we're just goofing off. We can't do the
Nick.
serious stuff anymore. Sorry, Nick.
I mean, whatever makes you whatever defense mechanisms you need for the scary things in the Shadowlands.
Spoopy.
I think does he seem aggressive at all? Like, can I check to
Doesn't
see?
seem. So I'll say right now, it does not seem aggressive now, but it does seem to look at you rather menacingly. Although it's kind of hard to tell because skeleton has fewer
facial
range
features.
of expression. Fewer range of expression.
Because he doesn't have skin.
Those glowing red eyes are rather foreboding, though.
He's a true straight man. Get back, skeleton. Go back to the abyss.
This is the abyss. Which begs the question, what are you doing here in the realm of Fulang?
Well, I mean, we're here because our boss told us to come here. So, we, as samurai, you look like you were a samurai one day. So, when your boss tells you to do something, you kind of have to do it. And they told us, there's a goblin get-together that's going on outside the walls, and we don't want them there anymore. So we came over here, and as you can see by the tracks running away from the campfire, that was us. We told them to go away, and they did. So we actually did our job, and...
We're just gonna go now.
Exactly.
One might call it a Gobapalooza.
I'm afraid I cannot allow you to leave.
And why exactly can you not allow us to leave?
I kind of assume my katana. I feel like when he came, weapons would be drawn. Is that
we
a fair
didn't put
assumption?
them away from when the goblins came.
You did not put them away. No.
Okay.
The Bushi skeleton is grabbing its katana and holding it next to is holding it at the ready.
That takes an action. That was a cheap move.
You guys are talking. You're not in you're in a narrative scene, not in a combat.
So
he got you.
Who are you exactly? This completely seems crazy. Why we're being questioned by essentially Fulang's creepy ice over here? That doesn't make much sense.
So what are you doing here? Can we ask that question before we slice you up?
That's what I asked.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he's right.
What am I doing here? What indeed?
Yeah.
You do not recognize me.
Wait,
should we?
Who's supposed to?
I suppose you would only recognize me by my skin. I was Kayuka. And now, I am a servant to the shadows.
Do you guys know a
We know who that
Do you
is.
guys know a Kairuka?
Kayuka.
Do you guys know a
I'm
Kairuka?
using the Earth stance or Earth circle. I'm gonna try and remember this.
I don't think you need a roll for this one. Kayuka is the name of the Bushi warrior who stood at the main daimyo's side. If you recall, there is a Shugenji advisor
What?
and a Bushi advisor. Kayuka was the name of the Bushi advisor. No, yeah.
So you're saying you were the right-hand Bushi of the dynamo of the Crab Clan.
Yes, I was.
Wait.
First of all, I don't believe you. We just were with the real person on the wall.
You have much to learn about the creatures of the shadows.
So, what do you want to throw
If
down?
you
some
wish to leave this place alive, you will prove your worth to me with it in combat.
So who's the other person then? If you're her, then or him? Sorry,
Her.
Her.
it was
so
her.
she-
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
If you're her, then who is she?
That I will leave for her to explain if she wishes.
So if you were her, and you're you now, and you were friends with the daimyo, why do you hate us? Because it seems like we would be friends.
Yeah.
I have seen the darkness.
But shouldn't that make you more attuned to the light if you've seen the darkness? Because then you know how bad the darkness is. You're admitting that it's bad.
Like I said, you have much to learn.
So wait,
In
the
fact-
darkness is good now?
Depends on your perspective. You come from the Crab Clan, you are biased. Of course, I would expect that from you, Victor. As for you, Kakashi, I would expect a little more acceptance from you, knowing your origins.
What does that mean? I hold the same regards of the Crab Clan.
If you wish for answers, you will find them deeper in the Shadowlands. But for now, I have
Haruka, do you want to ask any questions? It seems like we're all getting a shot here.
So the Bushi, I will say that even though the skeleton who claims to be Kayuka is like, again, the skeleton has its weapon at the ready and is, did challenge you guys to combat, to either to a duel or to a skirmish.
Wait.
Skirmish?
There's no negative effects to not accepting a dual
There's-
challenge, right?
There's negative effects if we reject a duel, but nothing if we reject a skirmish.
Yeah, he didn't challenge anyone
So-
in particular, so we can all just wail
If
on
we
him.
run before he asks.
Everyone attack, no.
Yeah, really, no. That, Haruka is, basically just ready to tear into this thing.
Okay, cool.
It's interesting because the combat character is willing to run.
Sorry, what? Oh, you're saying you're willing to?
I'm
run
most
away from-
inclined to run. Yes.
But he made it he kind of made it an honor thing, because by denying both a skirmish and a duel,
Hey, we all
Nobody has to
Only
know that
us
we denied
three
it.
know.
Who's going to
I
take
will
his
know.
word?
only us three.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Victor,
I
secret,
will know.
secret Victor.
So
Do you want
honor,
to? We could make
honor is
a blood
honor is
brother
an
and sister
internal-
pact.
Honor is more of an internal thing, right? Glory is more of an external thing. Keep that in mind. So, to make this more clear, the skeleton will say,
whether you go deeper into the shadows or out into the harsh, cold light, either way, you will not escape unless you call yourselves cowards. You will not leave without crossing swords with me.
He did it. He did it.
And Haruka is gonna, I accept your, like,
and he,
I don't know about the rest of you, I accept your challenge.
It addressed the group of you.
Ah, hell. Well,
Fine,
she
I
did
guess.
it, so I'm in.
I guess I have to do this. Somebody has to protect you guys and take the hits.
That's true, big old crab. You do.
Okay. Assuming you guys are wanting to start this off with a skirmish.
We're doing the skirmish.
This is a tactics check.
Tactic. Timer for the airst.
So Victor, kind of getting annoyed that this guy won't just let them leave, and he's being detained without reason, he bursts into the fire stance, wielding and whipping his club over his head, going, "Okay, you're gonna die now." And
Okay.
I got 3 successes,
Oh,
no strife.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
3 successes from Victor. How many from Haruka? 1. How many from Kakashi?
1 opportunity.
Well, the skeleton got 4 successes.
We're screwed.
Jeez.
We
All right.
screwed.
Not necessarily. That's 1 turn. Actually, I can't switch it now. The die has been cast.
The skeleton, instead of attacking at first, the skeleton is going to look directly at Victor and will do the challenge action.
Now I challenge you to a duel.
Oh, man.
You seem to be the most able warrior. You are a Bushi, after all. Show me what you have.
Show
me what
mechanically- So
I
mechanically,
like what you got.
and so mechanically, it's going to make a command check here using the Earth Ring.
Fail.
I mean, he has to get like a 1,
He has to get 1.
which is like easy.
Um,
I could do that, and I don't even have anything.
It got 1 success, which is what he needed. What she needed to succeed. If you succeed, the target must choose whether to accept or decline, which you do now. Does Victor accept or does Victor decline?
Seeing that he is staring me down and has challenged me while I'm waving my club, I lower my club and say, "Oh, you're on, Donkey Kong."
Okay, so that means you, Victor, stake 10 honor and 5 glory, which you forfeit if you take any attack or scheme action before the clash. At the end of the round, the clash begins, which means
Everybody
when you are
gets
next-
a turn.
So everyone will get a turn before the duel actually starts. All right, that makes, and that is its action, and it is in a duel stance. It's in specifically the Earth stance right now.
Is anybody before me? I think I'm...
No,
you
you're
are
next.
up.
Cool, so seeing that he's in the earth stance and I'm in the fire stance, I'm just going to go after him. So I'm...
You forfeit the honor and glory if you take an attack or scheme action before the clash starts.
Oh, geez, I thought that was...
I thought it already started.
I thought it was...
No, at the end of the round, the clash begins.
Okay. So if that's what he's going to do, I'm just going to do a calming breath and remove 1 strife.
Okay, good. I believe
Haruka
is next.
Okay.
There are rules for interrupting a clash too, so if that applies, then we'll
Is it
get to
Hikaru,
that.
I think.
So wait, they're doing a...
They're doing it.
They're going to do a duel, which will start.
But I can attack now and not be interfering.
Oh, dope.
Let me double check that.
I need to know this, guys. She would know.
Let me just get...
Other characters can interrupt a clash before it begins or during the clash. Using the challenge action on an enemy involved in a clash allows a character to cut in, exchanging themselves for an ally in a clash. Any other form of interruption requires the character to forfeit 10 honor.
Nope.
Any participant they help must also forfeit their staked honor. I'm also starting to wonder how honor plays into the fact this is an otherworldly tainted being.
Yeah, do we even care about honor when fighting them? Because it's we should just be destroying him without honor.
I care about honor, okay? I'm sorry, I wrote it into my character. It's too late now.
I mean, there is also the thing to consider that this
doesn't deserve.
This skeleton claims to be a former high-ranking member of the Crab Clan.
Supposedly, gave no proof.
I don't see a badge.
I don't see any cool stuff that looks like it would be high-ranking.
I tried to, but Nick said, "No, you don't get a do-it check. Screw you. Now you're losing 10 honor."
He doesn't have any ID badge.
Yeah, no ID
no number,
here.
No verifications done.
This guy's basically lying.
Alright, so nothing from
He just I'm not listening to you.
Haruka?
I don't really have anything to do. I'm holding. Gonna watch. Sorry, guys.
I mean, there's not much we really want to do since we don't want to kill. So I'm assuming I am next because I am the slowest. As such, I'll go over to the goblin's campfire. I will put down my tea kettle and begin to prepare some tea for us.
Okay.
That is what I'm going to do while this duel is happening. I will begin.
You could always assist and then just reassure me with your presence and then remove 2 strife from me. That would be a good thing.
Can I do that by saying, "Hey, there's going to be a cup of tea ready for you"?
No, if you
more for me.
If you were to roll assistance and get 1 opportunity, in the Earth stance, that allows a character to remove 2 strife. So
Would that be
Provide
interfering with the duel?
assistance on the chosen character's next attack action.
it sounds like interference relates more to attacking.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be kind of sharing whatever I know about undead skeletons, maybe.
Right. Yeah, you could certainly do that.
So I need to do it in Earth stance to give you less strife?
Mm-hmm. If you go to page 328, it's one of the uses of opportunity.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay, well, we might as well both do that. We could just give you a little in the corner prep talk.
You're rubbing my shoulders.
So Nick, what would we use for a skill? Would that be maybe theology, because we're looking into an undead creature to see its weak spots?
I would say theology.
Oh,
yeah.
thank goodness.
Ooh, I like
I do
theology
too.
checks.
I mean, yeah. This is your area of expertise. So
Can I take back my turn?
Well, I got
And do
I
that?
got 3 successes and an opportunity, so
You did say that you were holding your turn, so...
True.
So while I'm giving him advice on fighting undead skeletons. So Victor, when you fight the skeletons, you go for their knee bones because then they don't have any ligaments to keep them up, so they fall over really easily.
it doesn't actually make sense how a skeleton exists,
Not really.
period, because...
Not so much, but I would
How
do
are they
that.
able to hold anything? Because they don't have muscles. It's just kind of like balancing and rickety.
It's just magic.
I will. So because of that roll, I will give you a couple of tidbits that you can share with Victor.
Ooh, real tidbits.
First of all, which is probably a bit obvious, skeletons do not bleed. It ignores. Skeletal Bushi would ignore conditions and critical strikes from non-sacred sources. The first time it would be defeated, it's instead one of its limbs snaps or flies off. So it gets a bit of a disadvantage, but it's not entirely out for the count.
So Victor, watch out when you think they're done. He's just gonna pop off a leg or an arm, maybe his head. I don't know. Something's just gonna fall off, and he's gonna keep fighting you. So good luck. I'm gonna make some tea while I watch. That's my turn. And I also got one opportunity, so I can remove a strife from you.
I am reassured with your presence.
I bet you are. I bet.
All right.
You're probably like, oh my gosh, I have to babysit these two wizards. So I think Skeletor's up now.
Right.
Unless,
Wait,
unless
Rebecca,
is
did you succeed?
Did Rebecca still want to do something?
Yeah. I want to try and be supportive too.
I'm very reassured. This is really weird.
We have like a little
I've never had this
huddle.
much
We're all like huddled
reassurance.
together. Yeah.
I feel like I've got a team of support behind me.
All right, everyone,
An
put your
all-star
hands in.
cast.
Put your hands in there.
I got 2 successes.
Nice.
Any opportunity?
Yeah, you were doing another theology check, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any opportunity?
No.
Oh,
Sorry. I tried.
it's good. It's good.
I'm not very good at this whole reassuring thing. I've never done this before.
You talk less. Kakashi, you talk more. What else do you have to say?
You got 2 successes, right?
Technically, I got 4 successes.
You know that based on your knowledge of how otherworldly beings might come to be and like what their stances might be, you can say that Earth is very likely the strongest elemental ring for this type of creature.
Earth is probably its strong point, so if you can get him to stop using that,
Because
might be good.
being a skeleton, it can endure and stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's enduring. It's you bury skeletons. It's a very earthy thing.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Yeah. Follow that. That's good.
Cool.
You got that. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm massaging
Thanks.
your
That's-
shoulder plate armor because we can't get
That
to
is me trying to be
your
encouraging
shoulders.
and not. I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's a crab thing.
Probably.
Don't worry about it. I understand.
All right. So
We're not known for our nourishing.
The interesting thing about fighting a clash in the middle of a skirmish is that essentially during the skirmish, the people in the clash skip their turns until the end of the round. So at this point, the clash would actually start at the end of the round. Although, if Kakashi and Haruka decide not to fight at all, then they can. Then we could turn this into just a duel or whatever. But just like how a normal duel happened. Actually, first of all, the Bushi skeleton will say,
First, we must set the terms. I propose we duel to the death. What is your counteroffer?
I propose that we duel until the first broken bone.
To incapacitation. Until
one of us declares bankruptcy. I don't really know how we're able to negotiate this because neither of us are really staking anything in this negotiation.
Well, honor. Well,
It's an honor thing.
yeah.
Yes, we'll go to incapacitation. That sounds good to me.
Excellent.
It sounds
That
interesting
doesn't
because I
sound
don't
good.
think that you can technically be incapacitated because, you aren't really able to... the whole boundary between conscious and unconscious for you is really weird because it's more animate versus inanimate, Just
So
weird.
the Bushi skeleton is going to. So basically, both of you are going to roll a meditation check to see who goes first in the clash. Okay. What did you get? How many successes?
All right, so I re-rolled that one 4 times for 4
Wow.
explosive successes,
Dang.
and I got 2 other explosive successes, so that would be 6.
Oh, okay. You get to go first.
Jeez.
It got 4, which I thought was pretty good. But no, you get to go first. But of course, the stare down. You take 1 strike.
So with those explosive successes, because I took them, I have to take strife as well. Cool. So what I'm going to do is, because of the knowledge that Haruka gave me about skeletons in general, I'm actually going to predict his stance. And that will be my turn. So instead of moving towards him, I remain in my fire stance and wait for him to come at me.
Okay. The next time it chooses their stance, they may reveal their selection. It was Earth. So since it matches the stance that you chose, they would take 4. It would take 4 strife and must choose a different stance.
Did you pick Earth?
Yeah, of course I picked Earth.
It did. Yeah.
Yay!
So it's going to pick fire instead.
Oh.
Cool.
And
So
go a
now
bit
we're to
more.
round 2.
Wait, so does that mean he picked Earth, but then took the Force Strife and became Fire?
So if it matches the stance you chose, they need to choose a different stance, and then they can go. The skeleton can now actually take their action.
So he was in
Does that make
Earth,
sense?
got the Force Strife, and then went to Fire. Just for my clarification.
Oh, I see. It was going to do an attack action, and it was going to use
Perfect.
Earth for that attack,
Perfect.
and instead it uses fire.
So he got that
Um,
sweet Force
Even though,
Strife.
so I will say though that Victor notices that usually this would be this would be noticeably stressful for an opponent, but the skeleton seems unfazed
Ooh, he has no strife.
by this.
Great. Okay.
So it's going to strike at you with an attack. It's a martial arts check. So instead of 4, I'm going to roll 3 green dice. And then its martial is that. It is going
I'm down.
So it has 3 successes.
Are you dead already?
Which it needed 2. It's attacking with an ancient katana, which is a damage of 4 plus the extra bonus success. So the damage is 5 you have to deal with.
Cool. So he hits me, and it kind of pushes me back a little bit, but in the end, I only take 1 fatigue. So
Nice.
Very good. We're back to the top of the skirmish round. Haruka and Kakashi, do you want to be out of quote unquote initiative, or
Yeah, can I commune with spirits? That's a support action technically.
support action?
I'm sipping on my
Uh-huh.
tea.
So let's see. So commune with spirits is a technique you have, or an action you have.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. Well, actually, yeah. So normally it'd be the skeleton and then Victor, but both of them are in a clash right now because if a character inflicts the incapacitated, unconscious, or dying condition on their enemy or kills them without suffering any of these themselves, they win. Otherwise, the clash is inconclusive. Because the clash is inconclusive, then the 2 characters can choose to extend the clash by 1 round. If they choose to continue, they skip their turns in the initiative order and do not take action until the clash resumes at the end of the next round. If either character chooses to withdraw, the clash ends.
you good to keep going? I'm okay.
I could do this all day.
You sound like a hack from a B-series movie.
Ooh. Gotcha.
Anyway, but you're good to go.
Okay, I'm gonna commune with spirits
Okay?
for funsies.
For funsies.
Yo, spirits,
Yeah,
what's
it has-
up?
She's just
Ooh,
off
that was really
speaking on a
good.
Ouija board in the corner.
Oh dear. Tea leaves, that kind
Does
of thing.
Lee Han like me?
Okay,
No!
so I can keep 3, right? Because I have 3 rings of earth, so I get 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 2 successes and an opportunity. So, and I needed 1 success. Actually, maybe I'll take 2 opportunities because I only need 1 success. Don't know what I'll do with the opportunities, but whatever.
If you're in the Earth stance, give it to me.
Oh, I am in the earth stand.
Yes.
I'll say something supportive. You're doing great!
I'm reassured by your presence.
Yay!
Sure.
So what
Okay.
does the community spirits do for you?
I can choose one of 3 effects to receive.
Okay.
So basically, I appeal to the nearby spirits of Earth for aid, and I'm going to ask for spiritual knowledge, so to learn 1 fact that the spirits know about the area.
About the area. That's the one you want?
Well, it's that, or sense the kami, or elemental gift, so I get Earth of some sort. So I think knowledge about the area would probably be more beneficial right now.
Is there a particular type of information you're looking for?
Preferably if there's anything else in the area we need to be worried about.
That's a valid
Okay.
question.
The kami you appeal to are rather like you feel like they speak to you in hushed tones, as if they're worried that people are listening in on them in this cursed place. But they do tell you that this particular skeleton is one of the major forces in the area. Pretty much like one of the... Even the Shadowlands has some kind of organization to them.
It's a pyramid scheme.
This is one of their generals, commanders, something like that. But the spirits would also say one of the generals, but certainly not one of the strongest.
Well, guys, I've got good news and bad news.
The good news is, this is not the worst thing that we could possibly come across.
Actually, I was going to go the opposite way. The good news is this is one of, the leaders of the area, so if we can take him down, that's good. The bad news is, this is one of the weaker leaders of the area, so...
So if we beat him, if I beat him, correction, it's basically like beating, like a sub-assistant manager.
Yeah, sub-regional manager.
Man, this guy's a wuss bucket.
Famous last words.
I don't know if you'll be saying
Famous
that.
last words.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I know I'm going to die. I understand
if that is Haruka's turn, then we're going to go over to Kakashi.
All right, so I'm making my tea. I will... Oh, man. Okay, I just want to read this really quick. So basically, I have this ability called Tea Ceremony. Once per game session as I guess it's a downtime activity. Never mind. I'm just going to enjoy my tea and watch.
Yeah, that's a ritual.
Yes, it is. So I can't do nothing.
Most rituals are downtime activities. Yeah.
Can I just?
Unless you wish to take downtime activity now, I'm not. This is not a downtime activity. This is not a downtime scene.
I can't really do much myself, so I'm just going to enjoy my tea that's slightly warmed up and watch these guys brawl it out.
Okay.
I'll have my katana on my lap just in case I need to jump in and help.
So now we move back to the clash. It is round 2, and Victor takes 2 strife. But I believe Victor does get to go first.
Victor does. All right, still in the fire stance, and seeing that his last attempt to rattle this lady, no pun intended, by just staring her down and guessing her stance, he's gonna take the initiative and try and strike at her.
Okay.
Alright, so that's 2 successes.
Alright, that's what you needed.
There you go.
Yes. And I'm just gonna swing as hard as I can. Call me, what's his name? David Big Papi Ortiz from the Red Sox. That's a deep cut.
Mark McGuire.
I'm gonna... Call me Mark McGuire. I'm on the
You're all
juice.
roided up
and
right now.
I'm all roided up. And I'm just going to try and smash right through her femur rib cage. Lower femur rib cage.
I like it. Large area.
Yeah, your femur bone's connected to your rib cage. Your rib cage connects to your tibia.
Femur bone. What?
So yeah, that's what I'm going for.
So yeah, what's the damage?
So with that, that's a big 5 damage as the club swings through.
Pretty good.
Okay.
But if she's in the same armor that I am, it does 1, so it's not worth that much.
She's wearing ancient armor, so it does do a bit of damage. The armor has been, it's seen a fair amount of wear and tear.
It's been used. Better days. Where'd you get that? The Goodwill?
Where'd you get that? The toilet store?
Because it's smelly.
Okay. And now the Bushi skeleton is going to go and just do another strike with her ancient katana.
Smashing, clashing.
This tea is so good. You sure you don't want any? Haruka? You want some Haruka? Come sit down by the campfire.
Is that the Rokugan equivalent of popcorn?
Yes.
Can I get rid of a strife because I have tea, and tea is my happy place?
You're welcome.
I'll allow that, yeah. I've got 4 successes.
If it
So that
pleases the
means
court.
that is a total of 6 damage from the katana.
All right.
So the skeleton sees the damage from the club and stares at Victor and says,
You bring a club to a sword fight. I see.
Yeah.
Take this.
and just slashes right at a kink. There's like a kink in the chest area of your armor.
You know, that was a cute little cut.
But yeah, 6 damage, which I believe you would take 1 fatigue from that. Oh, 2 fatigue.
2 fatigue from that, but that's fine.
I'm more worried about your
Okay.
strife because she doesn't take strife. You do.
Yeah, and that's why I need...
Actually, technically, it does. It's just that, well, I'll tell you the composure stat later of this particular creature. Anyway. But yeah, that is... And now we're back up to the top.
I'm having tea.
All right.
No help,
Should we-
no reassurance. Thanks, guys.
You got this! I'm cheering him on! I'll cheer him on too.
That's
Let's
the best
roll
thing
for
you
that.
guys can do to help. Just give me positive words, affirmations.
Yes,
Can we
some
reassure
positive
him? Is that like-
affirmation. What do I roll
Is that
for
like an action?
Let me look here. Give me a second.
I mean, it technically is the use of an opportunity in the Earth stance. So, you tell me.
That's true. It's not really. So I could assist Haruka in her communing with spirits. Technically,
with each of these, there is always the option for a unique action, which means that if there is an action that's not described here in this book, if there's which I think this would be one of them. So if you want to reassure your ally to attempt to remove strife, let me see what would be a fair thing. So calming breath allows you to remove
One of your
one
strife.
strife. Yeah. So, would you think it would be fair to say that someone can use the, I guess, encouragement or a support action to see if they can remove 1 strife plus bonus successes for someone else?
I think that would make sense to me, especially if reassuring somebody with your presence is an example of opportunity to begin with. And Breath of the Wild is already included, or Calming Breath, sorry, is already included as one of the
Same
suggestions.
yeah, that's very.
Sorry,
calm.
Zelda.
That's
So,
pretty calming.
what do I roll for that?
For this one, I'll have you roll a. Let's see, using a support action.
Government.
Go, hope not.
If there's
What skill
one
would
thing
this
that
be?
makes me calm in this world, it's the U.S.
Understand.
government.
Meditation, maybe?
Did you say litigation?
No.
She said meditation. Let me look at this chart here. I'm wondering if command
Or
might be
survival.
one.
Survive.
Or maybe courtesy. You just, politely reassure me so well.
What about medicine? I'm trying to make him feel better.
You
Best.
formally to others, especially of higher state.
It's just
I'll
holistic
make this
medicine.
I'll make this courtesy.
Okay, I get no
Wait,
bonus.
what? Courtesy?
Yeah,
Earth stance.
appealing
Isn't
formally
it a
to
choice
others.
of the player?
Ooh.
I'll give you
Well,
a choice
not
between
necess-
command and courtesy.
Well, I don't have bonuses in either of those, so I don't
I
think it
got
matters.
2 successes. Yay.
Mr. Victor, if you don't mind, would you please calm down?
Victor, she
But,
does
I'm
2
going to say this is
sideways
going-
slashes
going to
and
be
an overhead.
It's going to be a target number 2 check, by the way. So if you get 2 successes, you
Yes.
succeed. And any bonus successes adds to the amount of strife you can have Victor remove. So with 2 successes,
I'll
Victor
take
can...
2 successes and 1 strike.
Yes.
No. Well, yeah, Victor can remove 1
So
strife then.
you got
Well, I
2
know, but
strife
I
down.
get a
now.
strike.
And now we move to Kakashi.
I did the same thing.
He did the
I
same
told
thing.
Oh,
Victor
you did the same thing.
like the pattern of her attacks so he could be more calm, like saying, "Oh, she attacks left and then right and then does an overhead strike. Watch out."
So you got
I
at
did.
least
I
2
got
successes?
2 I got 2 and a blank,
Cool,
so I'll
cool.
take just the 2.
Okay. Honestly, I think this is a good way to balance the kind of difficulty of dueling with a Bushi skeleton.
Does this does this unique skill negate the effects of the opportunity Earth stance?
Negate.
So does it replace that?
If you're doing this action, I will say this opportunity would not be available.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, that seems fair. I just want to confirm that. Otherwise,
Yeah.
stack
thanks for
attack, mama. Right?
All right, cool. And we are back to the duel. So, Victor. Well, first of all, this is round 3, so 3 strife.
That doesn't feel quite as bad. But it's gonna be.
It's gonna be. See, that's the thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, since Strife didn't restart at the beginning of this episode, I'm already jacked up. So, I'm gonna... seeing that my attack worked the other time, again, I'm just gonna strike at it and see if I can't inflict any sort of damage. But while I do this, I'm actually gonna switch to the Earth stance to give her a new look. And when I do that, I also bleach my hair really quick. So and then I put in colored lenses. So it really is not just a new look. It's also a new look. So.
Going all anime protagonist up in here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna take the 2 flat successes and hit her again in the ribcage femur.
Okay. Which that was 5 damage.
That does
right?
5 damage. Yep, big 5.
Okay. You deal you chip and crack at her arm, at its armor, all the more. So that does certainly seem to be affecting the skeleton. The skeleton in turn will, as it moves to strike, will say,
I know you cannot keep this up forever. It will be too much for you.
To quote a hack of a loser that I once knew, I could do this all day.
Daddy.
I know what it was like to be immortal. Amortal. I know that is a lie.
and here we go. Another strike. That is ooh, exploding success all over the place. 4 successes, so that is a total of 6 damage. As it slices into another kink in the chest area of your armor.
This is getting really obnoxious.
I told you she attacks from above on her 3rd strike.
That doesn't help when she's actually striking.
And now we're back to the other 2. Am I to assume that Haruka and Kakashi each want to do your encouragement
I got
action?
all blank,
Yes.
so nope.
I get 3 dice.
If you do succeed, or if you don't succeed, I'd also like to know what you are saying this time.
I just say the same thing. It just frustrates him.
Well, so this, I was going to say, you don't succeed, so, what would you say that would not be helpful?
Bummer. I only got an opportunity.
All right, what was
What
Haruka
can I do
saying?
with my opportunity?
The possibilities are endless, as we,
Earth stance opportunity.
Watch out. I know skeletons do a twirly-whirly attack. You gotta watch out.
I'll say that, so if you want to remove some of your own strike, you can do that with an opportunity.
That's a good idea.
Please. I'll take 1 opportunity to lower my strike again because I took 1 last time when I was helping it. Okay. Okay. You'll be fine. You're doing fine. It'll be fine.
This isn't fine because as soon as the next round starts, I'm already at 8 strife and my limit is 10. So,
a finishing blow is in
Dude, you could just
future.
unmask
Yeah.
and just, refresh. Let's go.
but the thing is,
Well,
she's gonna get her finishing blow before I'm able to do anything, unless I pull out of the fight.
Could
Unless I pull out
could
the
I
duel.
do one of those command checks to jump in? I'll get murdered.
The encourage thing, I counted that as a scheme action. So you already used your action.
Alright, well, you're screwed. Sorry, bud.
You can move, but you can't use.
I stand up from my cut log with my cup in my hand. I finish my last drop as things get super tense.
Okay. We begin now with the stare down. This time, for whatever reason, again, this is not just a duel. Duels are already nerve-wracking enough if they last for too long, but this is a duel against a Bushi skeleton in the Shadowlands. So there's just all kinds of reasons that just naturally why Victor would probably just take 4 more strike this time. And this, if I'm not mistaken, this means Victor is compromised. And so the Bushi skeleton may immediately execute a finishing blow. So the skeleton will do so, choosing an attack action and performing it against the opponent, interrupting anything your opponent's doing. And so if it succeeds, by the way, I need 2 successes for this. If it succeeds, instead of doing damage, it would deal critical strike with twice the severity.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. You hear all those dice? This is the end of Victor.
That's 2 successes. The severity
with a katana.
of this ancient katana is 7.
Got tetanus.
Wait, no. That's swift death, son.
Well, you have to do a check to...
What?
No, because the katana is 7, right? Multiplied by 2, that's 14. Which is swift death.
Yeah, but you do a fitness check.
You can make a fitness check. Yeah, you make a fitness check.
Plus, you made it said not to the death. You've said till incapacitated.
Well, that's like the goal, but sometimes
you can go beyond the goal.
To incapacitate can get worse.
Did he use Did she use any opportunity on that?
No. No. Are you in the Earth stance, which means you don't get criticals?
No, I'm in the Earth stance.
You're in the Fire stance, aren't you?
So, yeah, make a fitness check, please.
Dude, you better roll hot.
Okay. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3.
Oh.
That's 3.
Oh, 3. 3 successes. So, instead of 14, which is swift death, you bring it down to 11, which is maiming blow.
That's much better.
So there was swift death, and 12 to 13 is agonizing death, and then 9 to 11 is maiming blow. What this means is...
I don't die yet.
Actually, if you had died, like, I had a plan for that, by the way, but...
Victor Jr.
Anyway, the character suffers the bleeding condition, then chooses one of the following scar disadvantages for the ring they used for their check to resist. So you used Earth, right?
I did, yes.
That means damaged heart or damaged organ.
But can't if he's in Earth stance, doesn't he avoid criticals?
Criticals dealt with opportunities.
Yeah.
That's the passive effect.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on which one I choose, if that's okay.
Or you can take a secret third option. That is it's not a damaged organ, but it is something else.
Oh.
And I don't get to hear anything because it's secret.
Yeah.
Devil you know versus the devil you don't. So,
1 in the hand versus 2 in the bush.
Dude, this is...
So for right now, though, you do suffer the bleeding condition. The character is losing blood externally.
Oh, my kidneys!
It's a sword flow. When you make a check, you suffer physical damage equal to the strife symbols on their kept dice, ignoring your resistances. Each time damage inflicted in this way causes you to suffer a critical strike, the severity is treated as equal to your current fatigue. So it just means that strife damages you, and
cool.
Yeah, if that damage causes you to suffer a critical strike, it's even worse. So anyway. So, which would you do you want that scar disadvantage or a different disadvantage that I have in mind?
See, here's the thing. So, I'm looking at the damaged heart or organ, and it says that your heart or another vital organ is weak due to the physical trauma, you can only engage in strenuous activity for half as long. So that means, I assume that my fatigue would be halved.
I don't know if it actually says your fatigue is actually halved mechanically.
Because mine's not, and I have that.
Yeah. It doesn't say it. I'm just trying to figure out what that would mean mechanically.
That would, I don't know if it's
more of a story.
As mechanical as it is more narrative. And it would be something that, like, you and I would figure out, like, would your character be suffering from this particular condition? Like, you know, if you were hiking up a mountain or something, or whatever. And that might affect how your character does.
Let's go with the secret. I'll go with the secret. That seems juicy. I know.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Nick wants it to be the secret.
I do.
Here's the thing. Nick didn't prepare anything, so there's nothing that actually happens.
Oh, I prepared.
I get a new arm.
Dude,
that's the secret.
Dude, you're gonna be like that one video game. What's it called?
Kingdom Hearts.
Shiriko Shadows Die Twice, where it's like
Sekiro.
Yeah, you're gonna get like a
Shadows
cool
Die
like
Twice.
wooden hand that does cool stuff.
It just always does this.
That's the only functionality of it, but it's a very good functionality.
It's the only and it happens at the most inopportune times.
It's literally just like a round circle with like one carved finger sticking out of the middle. Jeez, dude. I don't know why we thought this whole duel was a good idea.
Before I tell you, and again we'll get back into the narrative in a little bit, but before I tell you exactly what it is, every single advantage and disadvantage in this book has a cool like little story quote thing as a precursor. I'm going to read that to you to give you maybe a sense of what this might mean. This is a quote from the Obsidian Journal. The swordsman bled from 24 cuts, each of which could have brought down any samurai. Finally, one last spear from our Bushi found his chest, and he died. I swear to you he did die, I'm sure of that. Yet, I can scarcely bring myself to write what we witnessed next. As his corpse dragged itself up to stand and face us again, it was only through use of a torch that we were finally able to put an end to him. You are afflicted with the Shadowlands Taint, Earth Edition. What this means is this. The following apply to a character with this adversity. You are a tainted being. Your ability to feel physical sensations is significantly diminished, and when you perish, your body becomes a zombie peasant, and there's a stat block for that, which pursues your last goal with bestial purpose before turning on anyone else nearby. When you make a check that relies upon physical sensitivity, such as a design earth check to repair damaged item or a martial arts unarmed check to grapple with a foe, you must choose and re-roll 2 dice containing success or explosive success. After resolving the check, if you failed, you gain 1 void point. Does that make sense?
Cool.
The Shadowlands Taint is different for all 5 of the rings, but because you use the Earth stance, I'm choosing it to be Earth. So, but I think the biggest issue, however, especially in the Crablands, is the fact that you are now a tainted being. The tainted term does not necessarily have any mechanical effects by itself, but there are certain abilities, like the 2 Shugenji in the group know that there are certain abilities that affect otherworldly and or tainted creatures. And you guys know that the taint is an unfortunate reality of among the Crab Clan, but it is also still basically you're not sure if you're going to be outcast or if you're just going to be assigned somewhere else or what's going to happen. It's not entirely sure to what degree the taint is contagious. It probably isn't, but as you can see, with something this strong, if you're attacked with such severity from another tainted creature, then you have the chance of doing that. And you chose to do that instead of a damaged organ.
It.
So
it's cool.
I did.
Yeah.
I thought it would. Okay. So with that, I mean, she just slashed right through me.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was more than physical damage. It was like the shadow of the blade was able to taint my soul.
And not only that, like, looking at the gash, you feel like, especially like you are still, Victor is still bleeding, but it should have, if not severely damaged your heart, it should have killed Victor. But it didn't. Instead, Victor feels some sort of strange otherworldly power actually protecting him, allowing him to endure. And you suspect it is the power of the Shadow Realm, Jigoku, the taint itself, is what is preserving you.
Ooh.
And you realize this is probably something you will have to grapple with as someone from the Crab Clan.
Not bad. So that blow did send me like back on my keister, so to speak.
Yeah,
And
it knocked Victor back. Yeah,
I'm suffering the bleeding condition, so I've like dropped my weapon and I'm just sitting on the ground, like looking down, examining the wound and just bleeding all over the place.
And your blood also has a dark taint to it. Like, it's subtle, but...
Since I'm only examining it, I would notice it.
Yeah, you would notice that.
Okay.
You would notice that your blood is a slightly darker color than you would expect.
Guys, I'm not fighting anymore.
The skeleton walks over to Victor and extends its hand as if offering to help Victor get up. Like it sheathes its katana and then reaches out its hand towards Victor.
I feel like you're gonna psych me out and just pull it back as soon as I reach for this.
I will not strike at a fellow tainted being now. At least not in such a compromised position.
Will you heal me?
Of course not. If you wish to stay here, you must survive. However, I simply wish to recognize the fact that you fought honorably.
So did you. Dap it up.
Got that Shadowland Taint Brotherhood going on, or Sisterhood.
So do you accept the hand to get up or no?
Yeah, I don't bite the hand that feeds, so I'll take that.
Okay, you get up and the skeletal Bushi nods and says,
I will take my leave. What you do with the information and your afflictions is up to you.
So wait, your entire purpose was to come in here, cut me up, and leave?
I wanted to know. I sent the Goblin Camp out here to draw some of you towards the Shadowlands. I wanted to get a feel for your strength, and I have done so.
Oh, man. We gotta get back to the town. I'm bleeding out.
Can I do like a medicine check to help him?
First, I will say that the skeleton turns around and walks into the dark mists of the forest.
Man, Victor, you got your butt kicked like me.
Can I do medicine check?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a 2 in
I only
medicine.
have a 1, so I can assist you, I guess.
So that means you can give an additional skill dice, I believe.
So I need to roll something?
Ooh.
No. Assist allows you to give an additional skill dice to the person.
I'll do that.
Check. I will say, by the way, just for funsies, I was a bit excited about the Bushi skeleton because its challenge was like appropriate to like your group, and like your whole group was involved in this. You guys were able to help to some degree with the whole strike thing, but it had infinite composure.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Okay, what do I need for this?
The symbol, it was literally the infinity symbol. And so I thought, ooh, like either skirmish or if they accept the duel, like you didn't have to, you could.
I couldn't interfere in a duel though.
And also,
yeah, thanks
sorry,
a lot.
guys.
If you if Victor had declined the duel, he would have had to forfeit glory equal to the skeleton's ranks in command, plus any bonus successes. And everyone with lower glory than you would suffer 2 strife. You would not have lost that much glory, actually. The skeleton doesn't have a lot of glory to begin with. But,
okay.
Anyway.
I got 3 successes, 2 strife, and opportunity.
Okay. So I made the challenge a 2 for this one. You were successful. I will say that you no longer have the bleeding condition. You're still Victor will still be weak from this, but the mechanical condition will not be there.
Can I use my opportunity to negate a strife?
For yourself?
Yes.
Oh,
Do we notice anything different about like the wounds as we're like treating him? Does Victor say anything to us?
Does Victor say anything?
No.
We'll start with that first.
No, I feel like he doesn't really know them, so there wouldn't be much incentive for him to reveal something that could get him exiled.
If either of your characters want, so both of you are, both the Shugenji are assisting with medicine check. Each of you can make a survival check to see if you notice the taint in his wounds or his blood.
Oof.
Is there any way that I could prevent them from being able to do that? Because I wouldn't want them to know. For the same reason that I just said. For the same reason that I wouldn't outright tell them, that would be the same reason that I wouldn't want them to, like...
Let me see here.
Well, I would kind of assume while I'm doing a medicine check would probably be when I would be most likely to notice that your blood is weird.
So I'm curious as to, like, you might need to describe this to me a little bit more. So they're helping, like, to patch up your wounds and stuff. So how are you thinking that Victor would try to prevent that?
I don't know that he would be trying to prevent them from helping out, but I don't... It's hard to say what exactly he would be doing to try and get them, like, physically to convince them or to prevent them from seeing it, since they would be right there.
If it makes you feel any better, I got 1 opportunity.
I got 4 opportunities. So I don't think I'd pass, but like 4 opportunities is a lot. So
I will say so. How about this? With Victor, since Victor is making a conscious effort to like maybe try to hide it, or maybe like maybe Victor could like guide the both of their hands a bit, as if saying, no, this hurts or whatever. Try this or whatever. All right. So with that, I think it'd be fair to say that would increase the difficulty by a little bit.
Well, like I said, I got 1 opportunity in my stance.
I have 4 in void. I have a thing that says you feel a chill down your spine, notice sudden silence, or detect other signs of supernatural. So maybe like a slight hint of something has maybe changed in Victor, but not sure of what happened because we are in the Shadowland and he just fought a very dangerous battle.
Yeah, I think that would be good. That Kakashi would have some sort of would feel some sort of unease about this, about what Victor experienced.
So Victor, your wounds are all healed, but how are you spiritually? Are you okay? That was a intense fight, at least from what I saw.
I reach out and I, like, reaching for your face, I go, yes, my son, I'm okay. Just, let's go back over the wall. I'm done.
Okay. All right, as long as you're fine. Let's get you back to the wall, big boy. She'll have to carry you. I'm not very strong. Let's get... I'm just kidding. We're just going to assist.
And I reach my arms up. Piggyback.
We both...
Trust fall.
We both go under an arm as, like, crutches and then help you.
Because we're going to need both of us to be able to lift you, because you are quite large.
I don't have 2 arms.
Wait, what?
You shoulders. 2 shoulders.
No.
We get under your shoulders. Where did your
your
arm get
elbow.
cut off?
No.
Yeah, I thought you said it was like your elbow.
It wasn't your whole arm, was it?
Yeah, I
It wasn't exactly established, but yeah, somewhere on the arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kakashi.
So at least we
No,
can
not
kind of lift you a little
Kakashi.
bit.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I touch
Right.
the
Hiraku, that was it.
Arb? Is that the word you're looking? Arb?
Yes, your arm.
Good night.
We get under your shoulders and help support you around the back, help
There
you
you go.
along.
We
It's
get
great.
back.
All right, and you all, so yeah, you all make it back to the river, and you realize it is. You didn't quite notice it while you were in there, but it is the sun. It is twilight now. The sun is setting. It's getting dark pretty soon. The soldiers at the boat at the river notice you, and they row their boat across the river over to you guys. They load you all up. They see that Victor is hurting, but they express they express relief that he is still alive and seems reasonably all right. You guys, and they help you all back across the river and up the ladder, and you are met with Kayuka at the wall. You're back, and you're all in one piece. I see. Well,
I'm like
maybe mostly.
giving her a look.
Is something wrong?
Have you been out?
I would like each of you to make a theology check.
Ooh, I like those.
I don't.
I like those theology checks. Those are great. Oh, guess who got 4 successes with an exploding
I need
dice?
to remind myself of the
Oh, yes. 5 successes.
target numbers. Here we go.
4 successes for me, Nick.
After I got smashed like that, am I still at my max composure? Like, that doesn't reduce it doesn't relieve my strife, does it? I'm still, like, up there.
You're amped up.
Oh, right. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it wouldn't. So, if I'm not mistaken, when your strife exceeds your composure, that means you can't use, when you make a check, you can't use any dice that have the strife symbol on it. Right?
Exactly, yep.
Or you can remove all of your strife by unmasking.
I'm not going to do that. I've already screwed my character over a little bit today. I don't want to go all the way. So,
Okay.
It's okay. I have some abilities to help with, like, Shadowland Taint and Strife. So
Haruka got 4 successes. What did
4
Kashi
also.
get? Wait, no. Haruka, how many? You got 4 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you, and we're going, I think this might be a good place to end, actually. The two of you realize, on closer inspection, even with the light, and I made the target number 4 a very difficult task. But you guys succeeded. You guys have heard tales of a very vile type of creature, creatures who steal the skins of the dead and masquerade under false pretenses. You've never encountered anything like that. You're not sure how true that is, and none of you would ever like to think of the possibility that a tainted creature native to the Shadowlands would be infiltrating the Crab Clan. That is generally unthinkable. And, being tainted is bad enough. However, the two of you do notice that there are just a couple small things off with Kayuka that you never noticed until now. You notice a sort of, like, the way that her jaw is moving seems off. There is some slight luminescence in one eye, and some additional folds on her face and on her neck a little bit. They look like deeper wrinkles, but as you look closer, they look a little more than that. It's very subtle, but the two of you notice that.
The mission went off great. We're doing fantastic. And I nudge.
No, and I kind of give like a shake. Like, no, sorry, I was.
Shadowland shook her a little bit. He got bruised up. Everything's fine.
I got sliced up, so if we could go to the infirmary, that would be most excellent.
Okay. We will end with you guys being taken to the infirmary. Kayuka brings you over to another set of soldiers who escort you guys to get healed.
I don't need them to come with me. I can do this myself. Thank you.
So I think that will be good.
Nice.
Jeez Louise. Jeebus Creebus.
Hey, new best friend. Have you ever created something so embarrassing in your childhood years that it's now hidden away from everyone till the end of time?
It's a good thing you listened to that instinct, because we didn't.
I'm Emily,
And I'm Erica.
and we host a podcast called Grow Out of It, all about laughing at the stories we wrote in our youth. She gave them each a hard strike across the face.
What? You're telling me?
Flip them right.
No. Reminiscing about our childhoods, I edited this one photo of you like 13 times.
And going on weird tangents about it.
Sounds like a strain of marijuana.
I was gonna say it sounds like a lube.
We also host guests who share their creativity with us.
That's the thing that I thought was super badass when I wrote it.
No, it's good. I mean, I'm terrified.
Sure enough, 30 minutes later, the siren sounded the entire...
They just sat there on the floor for 30 minutes and feature underground music artists.
Laugh and cry with us every Sunday on the Necropodicon Network.
Necropodicon. Hard to pronounce? Easy to listen.
Dun, da, 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 da.